All right. Hey, this is Luke. What are we talking about today? Teaching, it's all leadership. So if you're a leader in any capacity, it's really the same lessons of establishing a culture that a classroom teacher does. And it's also the same thing you do as a parent, which is that you choose to engage in building strength and skill and wisdom. So that's what we're going to do. Today I want to talk about empathy. I watched this cartoon a while back, like a little educational video. And it talked about empathy versus sympathy and really made an important distinction about the condescending way that some people sort of sympathize, want to put that in quotes, with other people's pain. But then I had this interesting experience. I had a discouraging setback a couple weeks ago. And I came home and talked to my wife about it. And she immediately engaged in what I would describe, that video I think would describe as empathy. That must really hurt. And then it did hurt, all of a sudden. It's like, I didn't think it was that big a deal, but then suddenly it felt terrible. And I felt terrible for several days. And her response to that was that maybe I had been feeling that and didn't know it. And I'll confess, I often feel things without knowing it, so she might have been right. Then I was talking to a friend. He was talking about when his relatives come into town and that they often will express their empathy toward him in a way that he doesn't appreciate. It makes him feel bad for something that he has come to accept, some things about his life that are hard. And I thought, I wonder if that's what happened to me. And then I'm reminded of a classic parenting lesson. It's when your kid falls down. You know, the toddlers, they're terrible with their balance. As soon as they fall, someone gasps for breath. The child then begins to cry. And then the loving mother or father comes and gives them that emotional support. And you go through this grieving process. You get back up and life goes on. But there's a better response, I think. A better response than that. When the kid falls down, everyone in the room starts to go, yay, good job. Because they get back up. And when the parents signal that that setback was not a huge idea, the kid comes to believe it. So how do you decide whether to show empathy or to cheer them on in their setback? I don't know. It's a judgment call. But I think if the same setback, if the same stumble has happened twice, it's time to start thinking not just about empathizing, but strategizing. I want to give you two ways. The first is, I notice. I notice this is a pattern. I've noticed it happen before. I've noticed in myself that when I'm feeling a demanding thought toward others, I get angry way more easily. I've noticed that when I'm feeling vulnerable and needy, I'm prone to sadness. I've noticed that when I give up caring, I start to feel lonely. And I wonder if there's another way to think about it. Not demanding, not desperate, and not giving up, but accepting it. I wonder what it would be like to accept this. I wonder how this could have been worse. I wonder what good things will come. I wonder if there's something important for you to do that you wouldn't have been able to if you hadn't gone through this terrible thing. I'm really proud of you. You got back up. Today's lesson in leadership: empathy and strategy. That's what leaders do. That's what teachers do. That's what parents do. My name is Luke.